Yo, how's it going, guys? Got some stuff to talk about today. I'm gonna get it done nice and early. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna get it done nice and early. So, I wanna see what you guys are thinking about some of the topics we got going on today. See if you guys wanna chop it up. But I'll give you guys a rundown of what I'm talking about in a second. Just need to get everybody, some people up in the room, and then we'll get into it and see if you guys want to join in. But we're gonna break down, well, discuss some news that's been going on. I'm sure some of you lot saw the show last night, Queensberry, Frank Warren, Riddy, Akeem Ennis-Brown versus Sam Maxwell. There's been a lot of controversy about the scorecards there. Anthony Yarde's due to fight Lyndon Arthur in a rematch October the 9th. He had a run out last night. A lot of people talking about the opponent and stuff, so we'll get into that. But what I want to talk about is actually some boxing politics. Big up Pester, Plug X God, Muller, Chris Palmer. Is to talk about mainly the WBA deciding to clean up their act. As you know, a lot of us in the boxing world have been pretty upset with the way the belt situation's been going. You know, too many belts, too many champions. And they're deciding, because they've been sort of reprimanded, that they're now gonna the interim title is no longer valid. It's no longer seen as anything. So all the interim champions from the WBA, it's no longer been scrapped. So we've got guys like Daniel Dubois, who's a WBA interim heavyweight champion. He's either going to have to fight a final eliminator, or you become a mandatory challenger for the full title. So you fight a final eliminator or a full title. So that Daniel Dubois, he will have to fight either Trevor Bryant for the final eliminator, or he goes straight into an AJ fight. Big up Shakan Pitters, Base the Kid as well. Or straight fighting to AJ, but most likely Trevor Bryant, because AJ's got other obligations to deal with. Eubank Jr., he's going to have to fight either Erisandi Lara or Ryota Murata, or he'll go straight into a fight with Charlo. We've got Rolando Romero. He's going to have to fight either Teofimo Lopez or Gervonta Davis. Two big fights. And Chris Colbert, he will either have to fight Gervonta Davis or Roger Gutierrez, because Gervonta Davis still has his 135 WBA championship and his 140 WBA. He's vacated the 131. He was struggling to make that weight for a while, so it made sense. So he's going to have to decide. But they're allowing him to keep both belts for his up and coming fight at the end of the year. We're not sure which one he's going to defend, but he would defend either the 135 or the 140. My thoughts is his best bet is to drop the 140 belt and just go keep the 135 and mix it up with all the big boys there. And go into, he'd have to fight Teofimo Lopez, wouldn't he? Yeah, that'd be a good thing Dubois will be mandatory for Trevor Bryant. Super Champ don't have mandatories unless regular is available. Yeah, but they're saying he'll either fight Trevor Bryant, or AJ, and it's most likely he'll fight Trevor Bryant. Yeah, so it's most likely he'll fight Trevor Bryant before he'll get an AJ fight. If we're going to be honest, you know what I mean. So yeah, but his interim title scrapped. He's not the interim title. So that last fight he had versus Bogdan Dinu, the Romanian guy, it was, yeah, it is what it is now. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that, guys? On the WBA's cleanup job? Do you like what you're seeing? You like what you're hearing? What's your thoughts on? Do you think other governing bodies should follow suit, i.e. the WBC, because they've got, you know, a few too many title holders as well? Also, I'd like to chop it up about the IBF making mandatory vaccination. Sorry, I've got to be careful what I'm saying before the page gets dinged. Mandatory jabs for both Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos in their up-and-coming fight for the IBF title on October the 5th on Triller. This news came from Ryan Kavanagh. It reported by him that they both have to get vaccinated mandatory for their fight. Do you think that this is right? Do you agree with it? Is the IBF going to make this a stipulation ongoing for other fighters? Yes, debut. The IBF governing body are saying both fighters have to be have their medicinal jabs for their up and coming fight. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that's right? A lot of people are saying scrap the belt and, you know, F them off and don't fight for the title. It's just in a boycott way because they feel other fighters are now going to get put down that line. Sonny Edwards is saying that he's already got a great jab. He don't need another one, you know, with his pun. Base the Kid says it's about time WBA cleaned up. They'll try, but they'll jump into Bridgerweight now to gain more money. Yeah, of course. They're going to want to make their money up elsewhere. And it seems there's a few smaller heavyweights who are willing to go into that Bridgerweight of 224, 225. I think Isaac Chamberlain, I believe, he's looking to campaign at Bridgerweight. Sonny Edwards, big up, champ. What's your thoughts on this this IBF mandatory jab for Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos, up and coming for their fight on Triller in New York? Would you like to come in and share some words, seeing as you're an IBF champion? Have they said anything to you about your next fight that you may need to have that medicinal double jab? If they tell me I've got to, then what are you gonna do? Oh, you're vacating. Oh, yeah, that's yeah. So why, Sonny? Is that a political stance, or how's the boxing conglomerate feel about that? So then what route would you go afterwards then? Would you try and go down what belt would you go for then? Oh, you're in company. Okay, we're going to have to arrange for you to come on at some point another day and talk about this, because I know this is a hot topic right now. Dean White was quite animated about this as well. The vaccine. Okay, I understand, champ. Yeah, it's deep. So if any of you guys want to come in and chop it up about what your thoughts are on the IBF mandating that, it's deep. Chris Palmer saying scrap the belt. So yeah, it seems the IBF they could be going down a dark road trying to make that going on. Also, want to chop up about some news about Jermall Charlo. You know, he's got arrested. He handed himself in the other day over a dispute with a waitress in San Antonio, Texas. That him and his friends, his entourage, they was obviously eating and drinking and whatnot. And when it come to paying, his card got declined 3 times, and he got quite animated. I can imagine, Charlo, they get quite rowdy, them brothers, and yeah, him and his crew left without paying. And the waitress got a minor leg injury. She's saying allegedly when the entourage like rushed past her, and yeah, he handed himself in. But the incident happened on the 16th of July. It was the day before his brother Jermall fought Brian Castano. So I don't know what it must have been a thing they were doing the night before or in the daytime. I hear that Al Heyman, he gives what's his name? He gives them some kind of allowance, and I heard rumors that he doesn't give them like actual purses or something like that. I'm not sure how concrete that is, but it'd be surprising that they don't get purses, that they get some kind of allowances. Are footballers vaxxed? From debut, are footballers vaxxed as a mandatory measure? Same goes for fans too. There were 19,000 plus supporters at football yesterday. What stadium was that? But yeah, I do know that there was stadiums were quite packed, and with football, no, I'm not sure about the footballers. I don't think they are. I'm not sure how the FIFA or UEFA rules go with players, but I haven't heard any news. As far as fans, I'd have to talk to some stewards and security to find out the measures of what the fans are, but I don't think they have to prove that they've got a passport thing, a jabbed passport. Scrap the belt, but I'm not an expert on this. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, so I don't think but yeah, it seems the other WBA, WBC, WBO, they haven't asked for fighters to do this. It seems just one governing body, Ipswich Town. Okay, who are they playing and what was the result? They win. Big up Ipswich, by the way. But yeah, it's a basic kid. Hold on. I know you can give me some more insight into this Al Heyman situation with Charlo, because I'm not sure how the allowance things works. I've only heard about this recently. I didn't know that they don't. Some of these fighters ain't getting purses they played Wimbledon. Okay, they drew. Okay, oh, that's all right. But yeah, also, if any of you guys, what did you think about the Akeem Ennis-Brown versus Sam Maxwell result yesterday? Did any of you guys watch it? For how I scored it, I had at the end, I had Akeem Ennis-Brown up by 4 or 5 rounds. It seems that Akeem, he rubs a few people up the wrong way in the industry, boxers. I don't know if he has upset some officials, stuff like that, but it seems that they had it in for him to get rid of the title and give it to Sam Maxwell, because nobody I know or spoke to, even going through the timelines on various social media pages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, nobody seemed to have Sam Maxwell winning. The commentary team last night, Bunce, Carl Frampton, very reputable people, been in the ring themselves, champion in Carl Frampton, former multi-weight world champion, Steve Bunce. No one had Sam Maxwell winning. I can't see how Sam Maxwell won. He was throwing straight shots, not landing. He was getting outboxed from range, as Rudy's got Akeem's got that bouncy amateur style. And then when they was even inside, when all Sam seemed to do was sort of lean on him, push his forearm into his face. But when Akeem got his hands free, Akeem was the one throwing uppercuts in the inside, little hooks and stuff like that, until the ref broke. Even when the what's his name? Because Akeem got cut first, and then they didn't really check on his cut because I don't think it was that bad. But when Sam Maxwell got cut, he went to the corner, and it was like a train. One of the corner team put like a towel on it. We don't know what was on the towel because really the doctor's meant to check it. But something a bit funny there. That wasn't the normal protocol. So it just seemed like it was a bit of a screw job they had planned for Akeem that last night. Hold on, basic kid. They have a purse, but they don't get given all their money up front. They get it in installments. Some get more, less frequently than others, and others get small amounts monthly. Heyman uses the money. What does Heyman use the money for? What does he do? Is he running it like a bank or something? It's quite a good idea then, if he is doing that. For other investments, it is a good idea then, because some fighters aren't financially responsible, you know. So if you give them all the big lump sum, they'll just blow it in it. Some fighters, but the Charlos seem like quite family men. But Jermall is the more family man, ain't it? He's got the wife and kids, so he seems a bit more responsible. Jermall, I'm not sure if his marital status or if he's got any children himself. I haven't seen any on any of them sort of all access documentaries. So it makes sense actually, because that way they won't end up, you know, going skint so quickly. But yeah, that's mad. So what? But then why would? Because Jermall, he fought not only a few weeks or a week or so before that date of July 16th. So what, did his check not clear? Yeah, Jermall's the rebel. Okay, so what, did his check not clear? What happened, man? That's deep, man. That's deep, man. Big up Ash Jones, A-class. Yeah, Jermall's the rebel. Wait, so yeah. Yeah, wait, Jermall? No, Jermall fought Brian Castan. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. So then, yeah. Are both brothers on the, don't hit the blood clot vaccine? Yeah, A-class. So what are you saying? What are you saying about that, man? Because we've had Sonny Edwards in here. He was saying if the IBF force him to take it, then he's vacating. That's what he says. Yo, Ash Machine, what's going on? Love A-class 777. He says he's not. He says he's vacating. So I'm wondering if the IBF are looking to do this to other fighters, because that might be to their detriment. You know, that wouldn't be a good idea if they're going around trying to force people's hands, because they'll just knock the belt on the head and go down another route, and then that will kind of, the IBF could end up fizzling out.
Yeah.
And the IBO might fizzle in. Yeah, how's that, man?
All good, mate. Just in IKEA, trying not to run people over in the car park.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, Charlo not paying his bill.
Yeah, that's one of the topics. Charlo not paying.
I just think, like, surely you would know. You got dough in the bank. You just weren't it him that, like you're saying, had the fight for work unification?
Yeah.
He obviously got paid a bit of dough, so maybe his just bank card was faulty or something, can it?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think there's much behind it. Obviously, the geezers, but it depends. Like, did he take his team out and they just took the piss? Do you know what I mean? Like,
because they said they had his ID was on their system, because he must have made a payment of something prior.
Yeah, like a deposit, isn't it?
Yeah, and they made like a cash pay, and someone from his team made a cash payment, like probably for a little order or something. But then you don't know how many of the entourage did decide to want to take the piss.
That's it. Now you look at like fighters when they go out with an entourage, it ain't like 3-4 close pals. It's like fucking 30 of them.
Yeah.
That's why you see so many of them go fucking bankrupt, mate. Because they all, every time they get paid for a big fight, they take all their teams out, and then they do it for like while they're active earning money, and then they got nothing.
Yeah, and it was the day before his brother fought Brian Castano, so you could imagine all his boys was in town.
Yeah, that's it, mate. So you're looking at like 30 geezers on a sesh. It's not like we do it, you know what I mean? We'll all go out with the boys. I was out last night, we was just spunking dough.
Yeah,
like, there was only like 6 of us, but still, whenever you're ordering, stop breaking things.
It's you. I was literally...
Dan, tell her, mate. She's like,
I'm not getting involved in that domestic. I'm not winning that
get
one.
involved in it, Dan.
Big up Mr. Clifford.
Come here to get IKEA stuff for her, and then she run her through the car park. I had to load the car up with all this shit.
How can they force people into unnecessary medical?
Excuses, mate.
So what's your thoughts also on the IBF making it mandatory that Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos get jabbed before their fight?
That's fair enough, mate. If they don't want to take it, then they just don't do the fight. But he's the mandatory, so either.
Yeah, but in the beginning they said they weren't going to make it mandatory and that it was going to be.
Yeah, but
this
is for a boxing match, darling.
Yeah, I know, but it.
Don't worry, Dan. I'll let you pay
It's
it
the
later.
same. No, it's the same principle though. They said we're making things mandatory.
Yeah, I'll do it. Like if you, I've had the jabs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Second one, I was rough, mate, for about a week. First one, I just had a bad arm, like 8. That was it. Since then, I've been sweet.
Yeah. So you think it's a good ruling from the IBF then?
Well, if they wouldn't, it's either strip the champion, which really you're going to strip Lopez when he is like currently number 1 in the division. Strip him and he'd just laugh. He'll still get big fights.
Yeah.
No. Kambosos, to be honest, I can't see him beating Lopez, but I think he'll get a couple of rounds win against him because he ain't a bad fighter.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's a good fighter. It's a good solid fight.
Him and Selby was a cracker. I thought I enjoyed that fight when I watched that.
Yeah.
Mate, everyone loves IKEA, Dan. Look at fucking.
So also, what do you think about the WBA doing their clean-up job?
Yeah, that's good, mate. There's too many champs. There's too many everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, now and they are the main culprits. You've got like WBA French champion. Just that one.
Well, I say the main WBA and WBC. Them two are both as WBA. Both of them are terrible, but I think WBA do take the biscuit a bit more than WBC.
Yeah.
WBC, even look at last night. Anthony Yard's opponent was the former WBC Latino middleweight champion. You know what I mean?
I didn't even watch that card because I was at it, and like Yardo with another 1-round win against someone who's basically nobody, not even creditable to anyone.
Yeah,
Maxwell apparently robbed that other fella. Like, apparently Maxwell only won about 2 rounds. I'm going to watch it at some point, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I might do it today, later or something, or tomorrow. But yeah, apparently I think Maxwell knows, like they said it. Yeah, we'll get through. Like, obviously Maxwell knows, like, he can punch. He proved that when he was getting spanked for, like, however many rounds, and he just went bang and chinned the geezer. But you can't just always rely on the hit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He was trying that last night. He thought he was going to get another last round 1-hit wonder, and it didn't come off. I gave him 3 rounds. I gave him 4 rounds.
That's it, mate. A lot of people are saying, like, I'll give him 3 rounds tops, if that. And it weren't a great fight. It was average. It was all right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the hype, and then all the hype, and it weren't a great fight. That's the worst thing when people tune in to watch it.
Yeah, that was a shame. But you can't blame Sam, because Sam's not the judge. It's the judges who.
Yeah, of course, like, he just gets in there and does it. But I don't know. You know, you got the big one tonight, and old Jake Paul.
Oh, I don't want to talk.
He's getting knocked out, honestly.
You think so?
Oh, Woodley, like, I don't know if you watch like cage fighting and all that, Dan. Like,
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, mate, Woodley bangs, mate. That's the thing. Like, alright, he's 40 and that now, yeah. But you don't lose your power, do you?
Yeah, but he looked a lot smaller. I was surprised how small he was.
That's the thing, like, because the weight classes are different, aren't they? UFC to boxing, their
Yeah,
lightweights are 155, our lightweights are like 130.
yeah,
So, and then Jake Paul's like what, 180 pound or something, whatever it is.
yeah. So if he trimmed it down a bit, he probably could make light heavy if he really tried.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you know what? All right, Jake Paul, he's not a boxer, he's a fucking Disney kid and all that, yeah. But oh, I don't know, I've never been in it. Yeah, like, he's learning. He goes to the gym, mate. He does the camps like every other fighter, you know.
Yeah,
I'll give him his dues there. Like the other day, I read he gave up like a certain amount of his purse to pay like Dubois, Fury, all them, just that bit more. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
You wouldn't see buddy like Floyd Mayweather say, right, I'll take 20% cut here and give it to my undercard. Never. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
And that geezer makes millions. But,
yeah.
you know, it's not
Did
easy
you watch,
to do it.
Did you watch UFC last night?
No, mate, I was out like all night. Fucking, I got home about 11 o'clock this morning.
Oh wow, big one then.
I do try, Dan. I do try. I'm losing my head stuff, getting old. So, but yeah, fucking.
Yeah, A Class is saying shame about Darren Stewart on the wrong side of a terrible stoppage in UFC last night.
He's the fellow from East London, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From up your way.
Yeah, he's from the good side of the river, Dan. You know,
Oh,
from
probably.
the proper side.
That old chestnut.
Right, what's going on?
But
Hang on.
yeah,
I've never been in Ikea in my life. I don't even know what I'm doing.
uh, but yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I'll
No
get.
worries, Dan. Go on, I'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, man.
Say,
Peace.
mate.
So yeah, he was saying that he's all for the medicinal jab that he thinks is a good idea for the IBF to do it. Yeah, he took it. What? A Class? Who took it? Ben Whitaker. He got jabbed. Just trying to add Ben Whitaker's sad Olympic silver medalist. Hopefully he is available. Oh, I don't know. Yes, Rick's Gamer. We're talking about the WBA cleaning up their act. As such, they've got rid of. They're scrapping the interim title champions. The former interim champions now. They've got to fight final eliminators against the regulars, or go into the straight mandatory against the proper champion. I'm not sure what they're going to do about these super champions and regulars, because that's going to have to be the next wave that gets sorted out. Because they said it's on the path to making one champion, so they're doing a due process. So yeah, it's fair enough to give them some time to sort all that out. But yeah, getting rid of the interim is good. I'm sure they've got to get rid of the WBA gold because what's that Russian guy, Shudanov? I know at light heavy he's got a WBA gold title. So surely those type of belts get scrapped. WBC, they need to sort out that silver title stuff. The diamond belt is also an issue if WBC decide to get in there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's get that trill, let's get that reckless talk, man, live bass here now. Big up Lowski in the house, Mr. Bell Music. Yeah, so give us your thoughts, guys, on what you think about the WBA deciding to clean up their act. Also about the IBF mandating the double jab. You know what I mean? For fighters, which they're making Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos Jr., Undertake for their October 5th bout in New York on Triller. They're saying both have to get jabbed. If not, Teofimo will end up getting stripped, and Kambosos will lose his #1 ranking with the IBF. So that's like a stipulation rule. Do you think that's a breach of human rights? Do you not, you're not feeling that? Let us know, guys. Hit in the comments. Lowski, out of order. Why do you say that's out of order? Yo.
What's good? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, cool. What do you want to start
on? Let's start on the WBA cleanup, because I know we've had extensive discussions, as well as many others, about these belt situations. What's your thoughts?
Like I said, man, it's about time that they done something, because you had the regulars, which is fine, I suppose, because that was like the original belt with the lineage.
Yeah,
so it's fine to keep that. Interim, the interim's only supposed to be there if the regular or the super is injured and can't compete. And then as soon as that person comes back, you're supposed to fight them anyway. So the interim belts didn't need to be there. They were just literally there to create money, because they just kept creating new interim titles left, right, and center. But then they've got, even though obviously super champs don't actually have like mandatories unless the regulars are unavailable to fight for whatever reason, you've got people like Leo Santa Cruz holding a belt that he ain't defended in 3 years in a weight class, so that no one else can't be elevated up to that main championship. It's just long. So they needed to do that. The gold champion now doesn't sit above their rankings anymore, which is good, because why would a gold champion need to be above your rankings? So now they actually get integrated in. So that's a good thing. So yeah, I mean, obviously it was either they do it or lose the American market, and ultimately they needed that American money to survive. So they had to start doing something to clean it up, acting like, oh, we listen to the fans. Every now they listen to their pockets. Is that simple?
Yeah. So you felt Gilberto Mendoza was basically put under pressure.
He was forced to it. Like the American Commission said that we won't recognize your belt. We won't allow you to sanction. We won't sanction your fights. We won't allow you to have sanctioned bouts in America. And the majority of their champions are from America. And the majority of like their interims, their golds, their regulars, whatever, the majority of them American. So that's a huge chunk of their money they're losing, and they're not exactly the richest governing body. So they really needed to, they needed to toe the line, and they did.
Yeah. So how do you feel about Gervonta Davis vacating the 130 title but being allowed to keep the 135 and 40?
Well, it was sensible for him to vacate the 130, because he was never going to make that weight again. Like, let's be real, Gervonta don't live the life, and even though he's small, like his body naturally is a big stocky build. So if you're not constantly in the gym, like maintaining, keeping on top of your diet, like you're gonna balloon up, which he does. I mean, look at me and you from school days. Obviously, we were smaller, a lot smaller, and then we didn't necessarily manage our weights great, and then our whole frames just changed. That's him now. Obviously, mine sort of changed a bit different to yours, but we won't.
But actually, remember, I've been through 3 phases. Remember, when I actually came to it, I was big.
You was bigger when you came. Then obviously you slimmed down to box, and what was you, like 160 or 168?
No, I was 150.
Was you 150?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
150. Because it was 70. When I was the first battle, 71 kilos, which is 154, and then I went down to 69 kilos, which is 10 stone 12, which is 152. Then I got to 150 at one point. So I was then floating between 150, 154. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Okay. So fair enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
no, I
year
thought
9.
you were higher than that.
Nah, the shoulders. Just the shoulders. The Goldbergs, you know. But yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
then,
getting back to Javonte real quick. I don't know how what my reception will be like because I'm driving at the minute. But yeah. So I think realistically, I actually think he's gonna keep the 140 belt and get rid. Actually, no. I thought he might keep the 140 and basically wait for Josh Taylor to move up and then basically just elevate himself to a proper champion at 140. But then because of the whole Terence Crawford thing and not necessarily knowing if he's gonna re-sign with Top Rank next, you can't guarantee that Josh Taylor will have a champion to fight. So because you can't necessarily guarantee he'll have a champion to fight, he might not move up for now. He might actually stay at 140 for a little while. So what Javonte probably is smarter to do, because they don't really want to match him with anyone really. Like they want to keep everything in house and whatever. Like they'll give him tests, but only if they're in house realistically. So if he keeps the 130, rid of the 140 after his next fight, I mean Haney's gonna move up because his body's growing. Tiafimo's damn near dying at the weight, so he's pretty much gone after 1 or 2 fights maximum. The only one who's really going to remain there will be Lomachenko. And Garcia, even Garcia, who knows what he's going to do. But either way, like Javonte essentially will be able just to hold that regular and probably get elevated to the proper champ at 135 and then stay there when sort of the rest of those other guys have kind of gone. So I think, yeah, he'll probably do that if they don't get any traction on the Crawford thing for Taylor to move up to 147.
Yeah. So do you think that because what's it? Javonte is what is he in the 140? What is this? Regular?
He's regular. Yeah.
Okay. So they won't force him to fight Josh Taylor, will they?
No. Not unless the only way that the regular champ gets mandated for the super champ is if they defend the belt 3 times and then petition to the governing body to have that fight. I can't see him petitioning or his team petitioning and he's got to have 3 fights anyway. So yeah, if he so no matter which belt he holds, he's not gonna be forced into a consolidation fight unless he has to select it. But chances are one of those people is going to end up vacating, or a belt is going to end up being stripped, and he'll just get elevated naturally, being the regular champ.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I can't see he ain't gonna petition. They'll do their own TMT thing really with Leonard and all that. So then moving on to the IBF mandating the double jab for Teofimo Lopez versus George Kambosos. What's your thoughts on that?
Right. So I can't necessarily speak too much because I haven't really read up about it. What I do know is I remember when they said that fight would not take place in any country where quarantining had to happen. Basically for the fact of Teofimo obviously being not only just like the elite athlete, but it would mess up his preparation. It would disadvantage him to go somewhere where he'd have to quarantine. And him basically holding all the belts, they felt it was, so they made that kind of special dispensation towards him. With this thing about the whole, both of them having to be vaccinated, I don't know enough about it to make a comment, but what I will say is nobody can't tell me that I have to do anything. Not with my body. You can't tell me I must put something in my body if I don't want to put it in my body. It don't work that way. So ultimately, I don't really know how it works. To be honest though, I don't think Kambosos is gonna mind. And what's weird though, if the IBF are saying that they've got to vaccinate to have the fight, right? Well, didn't Teofimo just have COVID? So then, is his body not already now naturally vaccinated with the antigens that his body created to fight off the virus in the first place? So does that mean he never really had COVID? I mean, are we doing up conspiracy theories now? Is that really what they're trying to do?
Oh, it's deep. It's deep.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so it makes for them to actually say that just discredits the whole June fiasco they had in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, because he should have the antibodies, and I know that George Cambosos won't have a problem because I'm hearing that in Australia they're forcing them, they're kind of forcing them to do it anyway. So he's probably already done. Yeah, he's probably already done it. So yeah, he's probably already done it. We've got a comment from Charlie Bryan. It's good WBA are cleaning up, taking away Mickey Mouse titles. Should just be one champion. Got Ade26 laughing. A-Class saying exactly, bro, talking about what you were saying with the conspiracy. So, yeah, and then moving on to now the Charlo situation. I know you have more of an insight on sort of how Al Heyman and the PBC fighter payment scheme plan works. So can you give us a breakdown on that for us?
So from the information I've gathered, now bear in mind, I can't be 100% factual because I'm not in the PBC's pockets whatsoever. But from the way how I understand it to be, like, a lot of the time they talk about they get back-end money, right? You see a lot of times say, oh, you think this is all I'm making, I make back-end money, whatever. So the way I hear it is essentially they have their purses. You kind of get your purse in installments, like I said, whether it might be, you might say get 3 installments of your purse, like of the whole sum in 3 installments, or you might get smaller pieces in one. But because a lot of them aren't fighting regularly, like they're not fighting 2 or 3 times a year.
Big up Tunde Jai, well done for last night. Anthony Yard getting the first round victory. But yeah, carry on, base.
Yeah. So the way I've heard it is essentially, so you'll get monthly payments for some people, especially the ones who aren't necessarily fighting frequently. Essentially, that's how you kind of keep them happy and keep them sweet and stop them from moving around. But then you give them that, but then they end up getting lower guarantees. But somehow through shell companies or whatever, they'll put the guarantee was like 4 million, when really and truly the guarantee was probably like 1. But the other 3 probably came throughout the year in other bits of installments or other payments that had to go through certain plans or whatnot. That's the way that I've heard how it runs. So and obviously you saw the text message that Adrian Broner sent to Al Heyman regarding the installments, and he's waiting for the money that he's supposed to have got from him and whatnot. So yeah, based on the little sort of information I have from some of the channels and the sources that I pay attention to in the US, that's kind of how I've heard it break down.
Yeah, so that sounds sort of like, because as a few people know, that Al Heyman, he comes from a music background, but it sounds like he's running it like a record label. You know, like how they get an advance and then they have to work on money, the album deals. But then there's the finding on beat and the back end, but then they sort of, but then you don't get all the money from your album sale. The guy who's giving you advance has to recoup the keys. So yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Even the way he markets some of them, the demographic, for instance, that he markets Javonte Davis to, he markets him like a music star, like a rock star or a rap star. He doesn't market him like a boxer. And the majority of them sort of have that persona. So it would make sense that is essentially what they do.
Yeah, so the rock star thing. As you remember, Adrian Broner, I remember he even went on that rap tour that time. You remember back in the day before the Maidana fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think that Al Heyman may have been behind that tour?
Possibly. I mean, he might have had a hand. Probably, definitely had a hand in it. Because let's be honest, Broner isn't stable enough to sort out his own endeavors a lot of the time. So maybe the money that he's waiting for, Al fronted money up front for the tour, and was like, well, these are the ticket sales or whatever. I've given you this, but there's still certain things you haven't done yet to earn the rest of your money or to pay it back. So maybe that's what he's now, upset about, and that's what he's after.
Yeah, because I see him crying about I'm not coming back unless was it 10 mil or something like that.
I think it was 7.
7, yeah. So he was crying about some money, but it seems there's been a few fighters bit disgruntled about money. I see Billy Joe Saunders the other day posted on his story about waiting on money from the Canelo fight. He reckons he's not been paid in full.
Well, I mean, I don't really know about that one, but what I will say is, of all people that we hear, how often have you ever heard of someone moaning that Eddie Hearn hasn't paid them?
I haven't heard that before.
So, you know, I mean, I can't really speak on that. I don't know how credible that is, and maybe he's waiting for something, but I'm pretty sure that whatever money he was supposed to have got, at least from Eddie, he got. Like, whether there was something else, maybe the zone was supposed to pay him, or something else that he didn't fulfill that he was supposed to fulfill. Because let's remember, how much shenanigans did he pull on that day? He didn't turn up to the unveiling party. He was gonna miss. I think he was late to the weigh-in as well. So maybe there was penalties attached to certain antics that he did, and he didn't read the contract properly, and those penalties were deducted or something. I don't know, but you can imagine something like that happening, because they would have all of these things in place.
Yeah, because he missed the presser, innit? He left Canelo stand there on his ones, looking a bit silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Canelo is a super A. He's an A+ side. I mean, from A class said Al Heyman started off as a record executive. Yes, yep, that's correct. So yeah, it's deep. So did you manage to watch? You managed to watch Akeem Ennis-Brown versus Sam Maxwell last night?
Yeah, I watched it from round 2 onwards, and all I saw was Ennis-Brown making Sam Maxwell look foolish for virtually the whole fight.
Yeah.
That's literally what I saw. Obviously, he got hit with a couple good shots. His eye got popped by a good shot, and even though he busted up the other man's eye with a headbutt, you know. But yes, like Ennis-Brown, from what I saw, like I said, just made him look bad all night. Just made him look horrible. Was in and out. Was popping that jab. I saw him hit him with some good uppercuts on the inside as well. The only thing I really saw Maxwell do was when they was on the inside and he was holding Ennis-Brown, or Ennis-Brown was holding him, he would like be doing a lot of sort of almost rabbit punches, like dirty boxing on the inside. And maybe the judges were seeing some of that and thinking, oh, he's controlling the pace or whatnot, or pushing the guy back. That's the only logic I can see. But outside of that, it was a stone cold robbery. I mean, I've seen worse. It's not the worst I've seen. This year I've seen 3 robberies that were worse than that. But ultimately, like, it was a very, very bad decision, and I can't work it out. I can't work out how they came to that.
So what was the 3 worst ones you've seen this year?
Well, actually, technically, I should say it's 2, because one of them happened in December, and that was the Gaballo versus Rodriguez fight. That's, to me, of all the fights I've seen, because remember, I haven't watched everything, but that to me is the worst robbery like I've ever seen in my life. And it made it worse because I remember I had the bet on, and it cost me like $2,000 that robbery, because I had Rodriguez to win. All the rest of the bets came in except for that one, and it was happening at the same time as Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo. But yeah, there was that one. There was Estrada Gonzalez. Like, that was a robbery. Gonzalez won that fight clearly. 8 rounds to. I had it 9 rounds to 3, but most people said it was 8 rounds to 4, which is fine. But either way, like, yeah, that was a robbery. And what was the other one? I can't remember the other one off the top of my head. But there was another one. I'll message it to you when I come off the road.
Yeah, but what made it worse than the Jamal fight is that most people haven't seen the fight. And I thought, like, they were too late. Wow, there was two American shows that
I want.
Sorry, my reception's going in. Say that again.
Yeah, what makes it bad about that all fight? Another show on. That's why I'm missing that particular fight. And you have to send it to a day or two later. And most people ain't even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's bad. It's bad. But we moved, man. We moved. So what you got planned for the rest of the day?
Right, so I'm literally flying down to get some petrol. I need to get petrol. That's the the cheapest. Then I'm United match, and then I might either do my introduction video today, the Jake Paul fight. So I might have some stuff to talk about. I'm undecided. So I'm gonna address the weekend anyway, but I might just encapsulate that into it.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you are when he does do the introduction, it's called what's it called? Hardcore Casual. The Hardcore Casual.
Hardcore Casual.
So make sure you tune into that, guys. But yeah, my son's back and he's causing a madness, so I'm gonna have to go. But thanks for coming on, guys.
We'll speak again. We'll chop it up next week because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of juicy content to discuss.
Yeah, and thanks for giving us some of that inside information about Al Heyman and the IBF and the WBA. So much pleasure, man. And guys, make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel, The Hardcore Casual, and we'll chop it up soon. Take care, guys. Bless.
Yeah. Later on.